Okay, if you pay attention to any running video ever, this is the video to pay attention to. This will significantly impact if you are going to be if you're going to be a runner in the long term. So please watch this video. I'm going to explain exactly why, and that is we have to help you pick out a running shoe. Do not neglect this part at all. I'm Mac. I've been a runner since 2008. I've run a 16:47 5K, 5:06 mile. I've been to nationals multiple times in college, and I'm still a runner today, even after having a kid. That's why you should pay attention to me. So my plan is to go over why is it important to even have a running shoe in the first place, what running shoe to get and how to get it, and all the rest of the details to that. So we're going to get you running shoes today. And this is for literally any runner. Like if you are a runner, you need a good running shoe, okay? And I'm going to recommend that you buy a $150 running shoe. Just straight up, don't go for the cheap ones. Don't use your old running shoes. Don't use your pickleball shoes, whatever. Get an actual running shoe. It is the foundation for running. If you get a bad running shoe, if you have your running shoes too long, you get injured and you can't run anymore. So if you can't run anymore, you're not going to get faster, you're not going to hit your goals. So please spend the money to get a nice running shoe, okay? Because it is the only thing you have to buy in running. Literally the only thing you have to buy in running. You can figure everything else out, but you cannot use old shoes. So I'm going to tell you how long you also need to keep your shoes. Once you pick out a running shoe, you should have it for about 300 to 500 miles or switch it out every year. And even if you haven't touched your running shoes in a year and a half, you need to get new running shoes. Your running shoes break down. Husband in his whole family is in the shoe business. Like he's also a runner. So trust me when I say this is the foundation piece. Runners that keep their running shoes too long get injured. It is the foundation for why you're to stay healthy. So please switch them out every 300 to 500 miles. If you don't kind of know when that is, like usually if you start to like, oh, maybe there's an injury coming on. Why am I feeling all these pains? First thing is to check your shoes. Is how long have you actually had your shoes? Okay. Now, this isn't me going to tell you, just honestly straight up, that I believe that you should get this one specific running shoe. I don't believe that. I think that you need to actually go into a running store and ask for a running shoe. And I'll tell you why. Because everyone kind of runs a little bit differently where they hit on their foot. So some people on the inside they hit when they're running, the inside of their foot hits first, or the outside, or they kind of roll differently, or they hit their toe more, their heel more. So you have to go to a running store. And if you get somebody who's good at their job, they should be able to look at your feet and kind of see you run and be able to recommend a proper shoe. That is why I think you actually have to go into the store. And you only literally have to do this one time. Once you get a running shoe, you need to stick with that running shoe. I know the running community is huge on having all of these other types of running shoes, but honestly, as somebody who has run competitively, for a training shoe, just stick with one. There is some benefit for switching, but I think the benefit outweighs the risk, because when you switch between like three, 4 training shoes, then you start to lose track of how long you've run in these shoes. Yes, it can be cool to have all these different running shoes, but you need to stick to one so that you can keep track of how long that you've had it and not get injured. So please stick to one running shoe. So go to an actual running store. You can also go to like a Dick's Sporting Goods, Shields, any sort of like sports outlet, and usually they will have a running section. So you have to actually get like a running shoe. Here are my top recommendations. New Balance 880. A lot of my friends ran in those. Hoka Clifton or Brooks Glycerin. Those are our 3 top recommendations. So if you can't go to a running store, you don't have access, the sales guy is just not great. I would start with one of those. And when you run in your actual running shoes, you do not need to break in running shoes, okay? They should feel good right away when you run in them. That is just completely inaccurate, wrong. Get a running shoe that feels good. And if it feels good and you've run a month or 2 in it, stick with that shoe. Get the same shoe every single time. And then you don't have to go to the running store. You can get it on Amazon. You can get it shipped to your house. But once you figure out a shoe that works for you and it doesn't lead to injury, stick with that shoe as long as you have. I've run in 2 shoes since 2008 and it's worked great. And the reason I switched was because I didn't want to be with that brand anymore. But once you get one shoe, you can keep having that same one again. Okay, to wrap it all up, I highly recommend New Balance 880. I'll put it in the description. Hoka Clifton, Brooks Glycerin. Those are my top choices. But Nike has good running shoes and has good running shoes. But just go to a running store. have them look at your feet, have them try it on. If the shoe feels good and you run in and it feels good, just stick with that shoe. And running shoes come out in different colors, and if you don't like the running colors, I'm gonna be honest with you, you just gotta get over it. Like, they're never gonna have the perfect running shoe colors for you, and they change all the time. The important part is that you pick a good shoe for you that does not get you injured. Switch it out every 300 to 500 miles. If you're running like 30-ish miles a week, usually that's about 3 shoes a year. And I know it's like $150. You can get them cheaper if you buy like resale or like a Nike outlet, stuff like that. But spend the money. It's the one thing you have to spend money on. If I get anything through to you, buy actual running shoes. Do not use your old ones. Get rid of them. Even if you're done with your running shoes, throw them in the trash. Don't use them. They're not good. There's a reason why they're done. And spend the money. If you have any questions or if you want me to go over anything else, let me know in the comments. And I'm pretty sure I have other things down there as well.